to you from underneath a peach blossom. It's time for an episode of Be Awesome. Find positivity throughout your life and work, just like our mascot rooster, Steve the Jerk.
Hello, Be Awesome listeners. This is episode 25 of the Be Awesome podcast, and I am super excited today. I am in Columbus, Ohio, and this podcast was made possible in the strangest of ways, and I couldn't be happier that it happened this way. There was a post on LinkedIn yesterday by a good friend Kim at Ohio ASBO, which is the conference I'm at, where she tagged me and said that I absolutely had to have someone on my podcast named Clifford, who was at the Hampton Inn. And she had a picture with him. And I remembered Clifford when I stayed at the Hampton Inn 3 years ago. So I immediately came down here yesterday, grabbed Clifford, told him about Be Awesome, and asked if he'd be on the podcast. And he said he would. So Clifford Steward, first of all, thank you for taking the time out of your day to sit down with me on literally short to no notice to share some of your story.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm honored to be here.
So, Clifford, what is it? What do you do here at the Hampton Inn in downtown Columbus?
Well, I'm what you call a bellsman.
Yeah.
But also, some people sort of call me director of first impression.
I love it. I love it.
Because I kind of set the tone for the guests. Because remember, when they first walk in, they see Clifford.
Yeah.
And they see a big welcome. So it kind of like set the tone of their welcoming.
Yeah.
And then they go to the front desk. Mm-hmm. So it kind of like, helps set the pace up.
Yeah. And you've been here for
15 years.
15 years. And I got to tell you, we said a couple things. We spent a couple minutes early on. I want to hit some of the real points, make sure that we don't miss any of them. And if I do, please tell me. But one of the first things you said, we talked about attitude, and you said, we don't have bad days, we have bad moments. And I don't believe that you've ever shown a bad moment, because I've had multiple people that have been here in different times. How do you do that? Like, how do you wake up every day, smile, get your coffee going, and tell people to claim it?
Oh, wow. Well, for one thing, don't get me wrong, I don't wake up like this, I get like this. So before I come to work, I make sure my spirit is up.
Yeah.
And then the minute I see the staff, we start laughing and smiling, and that brings my spirit up. So right now, my spirit is already up to give to somebody else. And then when I give it to them, they bring it back to me.
Wow.
So, so even when I even tell a guest to claim it,
mm-hmm.
You'll be surprised in the morning that people need to hear that. Because, they worry. Mm-hmm. They worry about the media or what's going on. They worry about things. Because remember, we are people, we worry about every little thing. Mm-hmm. So once we hear that word, claim it, everything's at peace, and somehow they got that inner courage to go ahead and follow through, to claim it.
How many cups of coffee are people claiming when you're telling them to have some of your coffee? Because I've heard your coffee is to die for.
And it really is. It really is die for. You know what? The coffee is really good because I put a little personal touch into it to give you that caffeine flavor that kind of boosts your spirit up.
Yep.
So... so people are ready. People are ready for it after they drink my coffee. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you were upset that I showed up with coffee from someplace else this morning. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going there tomorrow. I'm coming here for my coffee.
Thank you. They going out somewhere buying $5 cup of coffee, and their coffee here is free, and I made it for them. But I asked them. I tell the guests that I'm disappointed, and we just laugh about it and everything. Yeah. But they come back and try my coffee.
Yeah, well, I'm making it a point from here on out. Director of First Impressions. Do you ever have a bad first impression? Do people just come in and you can't get through to them? You can't, that smile, that coffee, that sparkle, that claim it. Do you ever have instances?
Yeah, I really do get, those are probably maybe 1%.
Yeah.
So that's not even enough to put on the Richter scale. I mean, really, that's like 1%. Means that I can have 100 people and that's just that one person.
Yeah.
And person, you know what?
Yeah.
Some people you just can't reach, and that's okay.
Yeah. And, well, the biggest challenge that I always find is that sometimes people focus on the 1% like it's the 99%, and they let that get to them.
Exactly.
And the biggest thing for me that I'm trying to do, and I'm one of those people, I can be fairly sensitive and take a lot of things to heart and take that one. I just had reviews on one of my speaking engagements, and I had all these great reviews, and then I had one that was not so great, and I kept reading it, and I'm going, well, how much time am I going to spend on that one opposed to all the other ones? And you just kind of have to feel bad because as long as you do everything you can
Right.
to have a great day and to give someone a great day, and they in turn give you a great day, then you should feel bad for the person that won, and instead of focusing attention on why didn't I?
And you know what? And you're right. Because obviously, if a person write a long letter like that,
Yep.
purposely that she did not enjoy his or her stay here,
Mm-hmm.
it's obviously they had a motive writing that big letter.
Yeah.
There's a big motive,
Yeah.
which I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's up to the director or the manager to go and read it, and then they respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? The other people are happy.
Yeah.
So, you know, we can't make everyone happy.
Yeah.
We just can't.
Yeah. You use that engine of positivity from the 99 to keep you driving, and you do everything you can to stay on task, which is owning that great coffee, that great smile.
Ooh. And you know what the best? I love to laugh, Joe. I love to laugh.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like this. If you can laugh, you can heal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure whatever going on with you. I mean, I have people come in for medical reason or whatever, and I ask them, claim it. Everything's gonna work out well.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna claim that. And that's what we need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
We do. Sometimes we can't tell ourselves, but it's good to hear from somebody else.
Yeah.
And they come back and say, thank you, Clifford. I get letters. Clifford, thank you. I needed that.
Yeah.
So I know God got me where I need to be.
Mm-hmm. Just
Just because the feedback I get from other guests,
Yeah.
that it feeds my spirit, and I just love it.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, you'll know this and appreciate it. When I came by here and said I'm just going to get my microphone, I was a half a block down the street. I was at the other block waiting for my Uber, and you were laughing, and I could hear you. And I literally walked over here just to have that moment of engagement because you were just upbeat and positive, and that laugh was contagious. I was like, I didn't see it. I heard you laughing. And I go, that's Clifford outside laughing at something. I don't know what it is. And I'm sure you just got done talking to somebody. But then I walked over here and I made the Uber driver was in the wrong place. He had to come back around and find me. But you're that positive aura, that positive energy is getting people to gravitate towards you. Sometimes in situations, people are scared of that open happiness, that excitement. Misery loves company. I think happiness does too. But people don't necessarily. People get uncomfortable. They go, "What's wrong with that person? Why is he always so upbeat and happy and everything?" Because they're so
That's
used to.
because they wish they were like me. I get that all the time. You know, what you do in the morning, Clifford? That's what they ask me.
Yeah.
And you know, majority of our guests, they come back regularly.
Yeah.
They actually, I'm gonna tell you, Joe, they actually call here, make a reservation. Want to know is Clifford still there after 15 years?
Yeah.
Can I share a funny story with you?
Yeah.
There was a guest that told me, it was hilarious, that her 4-year-old son, met me here. I just adored him. Just adore him.
Yeah.
Well, a couple months later, they went to Florida and stayed at the Hampton Inn.
Mm-hmm.
So as they walked in, he goes, "Where's Clifford?"
Mm-hmm.
He want to know where's Clifford in Florida at the Hampton Inn Suite.
Now you got to get a traveling gig going. Yeah.
So, so she thought that was the funniest thing because he was expecting to see me because he knows I stay at the Hampton.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was the funniest thing. But, I was delighted to hear that.
Yeah.
I really was. And it was just great. Also, I met a new friend because I meet new friends every weekend. Oh, my God. I make new friends every weekend. We had a young girl who was going to the zoo. And my favorite animal is giraffes.
Yeah.
And her favorite animal is elephant.
Mm-hmm.
So when they got back from the zoo, there was a shift change.
Mm-hmm.
So she ran behind the front desk looking for me.
Oh my God.
She couldn't find me this Saturday. Didn't understand, like, oh, she's looking for Clifford.
Yeah.
So the next morning, the little girl heard my voice, and she couldn't wait to run downstairs and tell me about the zoo.
Yeah.
And, and that just fed my spirit. I appreciate her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, that's great. And one of the things you talk about, the Hampton Inns. I'll tell a Hampton Inn story, and I'll kind of tell the importance of what you do is often overlooked in many eyes and things. And again, people get caught up in what they do. And there's a Hampton Inn actually in Cary, North Carolina, where our office is based. I live in Boston, so whenever I go to my office, I have to stay somewhere.
Right.
And that Hampton Inn it just was redone, and it's really nice now. Right. But it was run down. The rooms were run down. It had run a long time of needing some help and repair and newer beds and all that stuff. And I found myself going to the Hampton Inn instead of other places. And people said, "Why do you do that?" And I said, "Miss Nevada." There was a woman there that worked the front desk. Her name was Nevada. We called her Miss Nevada.
Right.
And she was so warm and welcoming that the room was secondary. As long as we had a bed with pillows and it was clean, didn't worry about the wallpaper or any of the other stuff. Okay. That was secondary to being on the road and going in someplace and seeing someone that knew us, that likes us, my coworkers and I, that we would stay there, that we would be able to go in and they'd say, "Oh, hey, Josh, how you doing? Hey, Eric, good to see you." Like we would stay there because her customer service and her going past it, and sadly she passed away here a couple of years ago. She was battling cancer and she was still smiling every single day, working behind the counter. That goes so far. And having so many, like you say, you meet new people. You meet new people every day.
Every day. I know what you mean, that story. Yeah. Because, a building don't make a hotel. It's the staff. Mm-hmm. And, and I believe, what's the difference between this hotel downtown between the other, that I believe that the staff here give this hotel personality.
Absolutely.
We give this. We interact with the guests here. If you notice, mm-hmm. we talk with our guests here. We call out their names and everything, mm-hmm. and they like that. And guess what? We want them to be happy here because mm-hmm. They're so far away. Some people always traveling and never see home much, so we try to make them comfortable as possible. Mm-hmm. Whatever we need to do, we're going to try to do so.
Yeah.
And to me, that's customer service. And then I met this one lady. God love her. Oh, her name is Maria. Love her dearly. She met me. Wonderful lady. And she's retiring. And she made a point just to see me and gave me a hug. Because she's retiring because she's fighting cancer. Mm-hmm. She's on stage 3 cancer. Mm. And, that's not good. No. So she told me that every time she stayed here, I lift her spirit up and give her hope, and she needs that. Mm-hmm. So I call her once a week at home to check up on her and just to see how she's doing, and we just talk. Mm. And I'm going to tell you, this woman's incredible. Oh my God! Now she's one of my bestest friends, and we just talk. I lift her spirit up. She's able to lift my spirit up. That's what life is all about. Mm. Regardless of what we're going through, I'm gonna tell you something. Life come at you without your permission. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets a turn. Life does not discriminate. Yep. Everybody gets a turn. So when life shows up, let's try to stay above water and get through it. And if you need your friends and family, grab them. Because we can get through the other side. We will. Yeah. All you got to do is claim it. Mm-hmm. Just claim it.
Yep. Wow. That's a great story. And I'm glad you've got a new friend, and that's, making relationships like that. It's really neat. It's natural. It's a connection, a bond. and that you call every week. What a great
Once a week.
Yeah.
I call her once a week, and we talk for a whole hour and just laugh and everything.
Yeah.
Because you'd be surprised what people go through. Because, guess what? I go through my moments.
Mm-hmm.
She goes through her moment. Everybody. Like I said, life come at you without your permission.
Yep.
Everybody gets a turn.
Yep. Well, I got to tell you, and I haven't been able to read the full article here, but we were getting ready to go on to do this, and out of respect for time and kind of getting moving, you just said, "Hey, did you read about me in New York Times?" And I had no idea that you were in New York Times, and that there was an article done in July of 2017. I just pulled it up.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that experience. Like, so they came out here, they spent 6 hours with you, they follow you around. Like, what was that all about?
Well, I got a call from home from my GM, and he said that, hey, they got a call from New York Times and they want to interview me. And I was like, so surprised, like, New York Times, really?
Mm-hmm.
New York Times. And I just said, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And I was very impressed because they actually did come. I had a reporter. I had the photographer here. They just watched me work and interact with the guests. And so they start interviewing the guests and talking with the guests of my customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And they read about me on TripAdvisor. And it's also about me taking this class of customer service because they're trying to promote this class to other city and state.
Mm-hmm.
And so they used me as an example. They chose me. They could have chose anyone, but they chose me. Why? God love them. I say it's a God thing. That's all I say. It's a God thing. So I was the chosen one. So I allowed them to interview me, and I asked. They asked me a couple of questions. I answered them. They even went around to our regular guests. Mm-hmm. They asked them some question about me and my customer service. Mm-hmm. It was just great. I mean, they just kept taking pictures of me working, lifting up suitcase, helping guests. Everything I did about customer service, they just kept taking picture. I had to act like that they wasn't there, like they do on TV, like acting and stuff. Yeah. I had to act like that they wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that was quite an experience.
Yeah. I think that was the only part of what was work for you. I think that so much of this is just, it just comes so naturally. I know that you don't just wake up like this every day and you got to get there, but you have such a natural feeling of care for people that it doesn't look like work what you do.
God love them.
I mean, you don't make work. When people hear the word work, they think the first word that comes after is probably hard or a negative word that they don't like or something like that. Like, I don't think what you do is work. I think what you do is just a love and a passion for people and wanting to make a difference and really affecting lives in a positive way that's just so... Like, for people to remember you, for people to go to other Hampton Inns, kids to say, "Where's Clifford?" and go behind counters and risk being arrested to talk about giraffes and elephants. I mean, this is powerful stuff. This isn't just a show up for 8 a day and get your paycheck. I'm happy to be here, and I can't wait to come back when you leave for the day.
It's just amazing because I have watched these guys, come in and out, and they've been coming here for years, and which I appreciate it. Most of them was like a part of my family, especially with the kids, because I watch the kids grow up. Because remember, there's a lot of competition out here.
Yeah,
and I have watched these kids grow up, go to high school, go to college, and everything, and they still come by and want to see me. And but this one guest, he come here regular for a convention. And, he tried out for a Ohio State band, but he didn't make it. And I told him, no, that's okay. I said, that's okay. We're going to let him have it next year. We're going to claim it next year. We're going to practice, and we're going to do it. Because you're going to be marching on that Ohio State football field. I'm claiming that.
Yeah.
I'll be darned, he did it. I'm so proud of him. God love him. Yes. Now I can watch him on football team, and then he gets still marching. Now he's a senior now, and I can still watch him marching down the field.
Yeah.
So it's great.
That's fantastic.
And he still comes by just to say hello to me. His mother used to bring him here. Now he's grown, so he could come here by himself and say hello to me. So now I miss his mother.
Yeah. She's got to stop by one sometime.
Exactly.
Wow, that's great. And that's Ohio State is pretty popular out here. That's
Oh my God, the fans are so much fun. I have so much fun with the Ohio State fans.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Especially with people who are not Ohio State. I have fun with them too. I have fun with both teams. You don't know too.
So the big team against Ohio State is Michigan, right? Is that the rival, one of the main rivals? Yeah. I'm not a big college football. I'm in Boston, so we don't. Some people follow college football. I don't follow it quite as much, but you guys get intense. I could just imagine what game day weekend in downtown Columbus, Ohio is like. I mean, that's got to be wild.
It can be scary. The only time it's probably scary when alcohol is involved in. But a lot of times, all the guests are pretty good.
Yeah.
Even Ohio State, Ohio State treat Michigan nice. Michigan treat Ohio State nice. Yeah. Heck, I'm in the middle. I'm like the referee. I make sure everybody's nice. I'm the referee. I make sure everybody's nice. And I don't allow the guests cross each other. So, no, I don't do that, no.
Yeah.
So I kind of stop it, if things get a little out of hand.
So you're the director of first impressions and you're the referee for competing football team guests as well.
Make sure there you go.
You're throwing flags and penalties.
There
and
you go.
Stop plays and things. That's great. That's great.
Oh my God! Yes. Oh my God! Yes, this is just amazing. I tell you, I have so much fun with these guests. Yeah. Oh wow, they feed my spirit too.
Yeah.
And the summertime is very busy because, a lot going on. Mm-hmm. Remember, we got the festival coming on. We got Gay Pride coming up. We got the flower convention. There's so much going on.
Yeah, well, you've got the Boston Bruins that are going to be playing a few games here in this week for hockey. You got the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're playing my Boston Bruins in hockey coming up for hopefully our team winning, meaning the Boston Bruins winning.
And I'm going to tell you, those Blue Jackets are ready. Did you see how they play? They are ready for the Boston. I'm going to tell them, bring it. Come on, Boston, bring it. My Blue Jackets are ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
That's great. So what did we miss anything here? Is there anything you want to share? Any other stories you think that we didn't cover here? Or
oh my God! You know what? I've been in for 15 years. Yeah. There has been so much has went on, through my time here that I'm just so grateful for. Mm-hmm. I mean, meeting up to celebrities, making new friends. Yeah. Even you're my new friend, Josh.
You're now doing your first podcast.
There you go. God love you. You're my new friend. God love you. I tell you.
Yeah.
I can't even remember them all. Yeah. But I do know at the end of the day, when I leave work, I know I had a great time, and I hope the guests had a great time too. And, the bad part is, no, it's not a bad part, but sometimes it's hard for me to go on vacation because most of the guests I see, sometimes I see the guests yearly. Mm-hmm. And then when I go on vacation, I have to wait a whole nother year to see them, and they're very disappointed because they didn't get to see me. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel bad about that, It's just because I want to see them too, and they didn't see me. But, life finds a way.
Yeah.
I just wait a whole nother year, and then we'll hug and embrace each
other. a double hug.
There you go. Yeah. I just give them a double hug. God, I love them.
Yeah, you got to take vacation. You got to take a little bit of Clifford time
off. You'd be surprised. I'm not allowed to take time off. They even put it on the SALT score. Oh, Clifford's not allowed to take time off. I mean, like I'm saying, you're not my boss.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, Clifford, this has been a great half hour with you. Flew right by. I think you did phenomenal for your first podcast. You said you were a little nervous. You didn't show one bit of it, you shared some incredible nuggets of knowledge with me and with what's going to be my audience here shortly. And I can't thank you enough for your time and for your willingness to do this, because it's coming out of your comfort zone too a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
And thank you to the Hampton Inn for giving us this conference room and giving us some private space to get this done. And I'm just so amazed in my journey here and Be Awesome to find people like you and all my other guests and people that I interact with. I mean, there's countless people that I would love to have on the podcast that I meet that just have this force field of awesomeness around them that you just sit here and say, I want to be around that more, because when I'm around it, I'm happier.
See, you're feeding my spirit.
Yeah, when I'm happier, I'm feeling better about myself. I want to. I mean, I can totally relate and understand why people come here first and foremost for Clifford and team, opposed to the room amenities or you're right, there's hotels all around. And when I went to stay here, the Ohio Asbo crew did a great job of filling the convention center, and they did a great job of filling this hotel, and I couldn't get a room. But this is my first place to check, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to book early for next year,
please
so that I'm here.
Yes, I get that a lot all the time. Clifford, you book so quickly. Clifford, you book so quickly. Yep. And I tell the guy, you got to get us early as possible. We book quickly.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you doing this for me and for us and for the Be Awesome Nation.
Anytime. I just hope someday you invite me again.
Yeah, no, I absolutely will. And I think that we'll call this episode 1 to be continued, because we'll do it again, if nothing else, next year, because this is a yearly conference that's at the same time every year. So you can't go on vacation next year and this week in April. That's off the records. You can't do that. No vacation time.
Well, one of these days you gotta interview my GM.
Yeah,
he probably got some stories.
Yeah.
Ooh, what goes on behind the curtain?
Yeah.
Clifford like to scare the hell out of his staff.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap this up so you can finish up your day. You got a little bit more time here before you can take off and then come back tomorrow. You back here tomorrow?
I'm back here tomorrow morning.
I'll be by here tomorrow morning for a cup of coffee. I might have one on my way out if that's all right.
Ooh, it will feed your spirit.
Well, that's what I'm going to work on doing. And I really appreciate you, Clifford, and thank you. And to the Be Awesome listeners, thank you. I can't thank you enough for everything that you're doing, sharing the Be Awesome stories, sharing the podcast, grabbing me in when I'm on the road here and saying that you're following me. The likes, shares, comments, the ratings and reviews on the podcast. You have no idea how much that means to me and how important that is, especially the ratings and reviews on the podcast. That's how you're measured and how you get more exposure. So as always, if you do that, drop me an email, send me a note with a name and address, and I'll send you some Be Awesome swag, whether it's a shirt, a mug, take your choice. I've got those books coming up from Sam Glenn, released on May 2nd, so first 9 for that, we'll get a copy of his new book, which is he's the attitude guy. So signing off here from Columbus, Ohio at the Hampton Inn. Make sure you come see Clifford if you're in Columbus, Ohio. I am telling you, the first place you should look to stay any day is at the Hampton Inn, downtown Columbus. It is a phenomenal hotel. I've been fortunate enough actually to stay in the presidential suite, which is one of the most incredible rooms anywhere that I've stayed. And the people here are just phenomenal. So with that, in order to be awesome, remember you got to do awesome. Have a great day, everybody.